What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video today. It is time that we discuss the complete and total embarrassment that just happened to the Republican Party of Wisconsin. Guys, you can't be serious right now. Wisconsin's Democratic governor guts Republican tax cut and increases school funding for 400 years. You heard that right, everybody. Tony Evers somehow embarrassed the Wisconsin Republicans in the state legislature after months of bickering over how much money we must spend and all of that. The Republican Party got rolled. And this is a complete and total embarrassment by the GOP in Wisconsin, which, mind you, have a supermajority in the state Senate and only like one seat off from a supermajority in the state assembly. Yet this just happened? Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below. Guys, go follow Real American on Twitter. Of course, follow the Rumble page down below for exclusive content. And of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you can join Real American, which helps keep Real American as an independent channel. Now, there will be an update to the membership stuff soon, but stay tuned for details. And I think it's going to be worth everybody's wait. Just wait a second on it, but if you want to join the channel, this is the best way to support it. So yeah, I hope and recommend you join the channel today, but there will be an update very soon about the membership stuff. All right, everybody. So let's look at this. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers signed off on a 2-year spending plan Wednesday after gutting a Republican tax cut and using his broad veto powers to increase school funding for centuries. Now, you may be asking yourself, wait a minute, how was he able to gut the Republican tax cut but suddenly get school funding for centuries? Well, in the state of Wisconsin, there is a loophole with governors. They have something called a line item veto, which essentially means they can cut whatever they want in a bill. And this is one of the most powerful vetoes in the country. And what Evers did was, I'm not kidding you, he went word for word. He spliced out like the beginning of 2024, and he just put 24. Well, according to that, 2023 through 24 means 400 years. That's how he was able to do it. And the Republicans knew this, and they got completely embarrassed. And now they're calling foul. Evers angered Republicans with both moves, with some saying the Democratic governor was going back on deals he had made with them. Wow! You're telling me that Tony Evers went against your deal? You had all the leverage, and you, at the last second, bent the knee, and, well, you got nothing you wanted. He got creative with the use of the partial veto in his budget, which is the third passed by a Republican legislator that he signed. Evers reduced the GOP income tax cut from $3.5 billion to $175 million, and did away entirely with lower rates for the two highest earning brackets. He also used his partial veto power to increase how much revenue K-12 public schools can raise per student by $325 a year until I kid you not, 24-25. Evers took language that originally applied the $325 increase for the 2023 through 24 and 24 through 25 school years, and instead vetoed the 20 in the hyphen to make the end date 24-25. And now you may be saying, oh, that's a good idea. You know, the education system, you know, we got to spend more on our kids. Guess what, everybody? Here's a big problem with this. This is every single year. Not just, once every couple of years. It's every single year. Doesn't matter based on inflation or not. So, yes, I think we need to spend more on our students. But here's the catch to all of this. Somebody's going to have to pay for it. And usually, the school districts are the ones that have to fork over the money. Well, they can levy property taxes. So, again, I want to increase funding for students, but when you do this for 400 years, you're talking about the property taxes, which already in Wisconsin are a joke. They may even skyrocket even further just to afford this. Evers, a former state education secretary and teacher, had proposed allowing revenue limits to increase with inflation, under his veto, unless it's undone by a future legislator and governor. Evers said schools will have a predictable long-term spending authority. There are a lot of wins here, Evers said of a budget at the signing ceremony, surrounded by Democratic lawmakers, local leaders, members of his cabinet, and others. You can't make this up. You notice that this is always the Democrats that play this type of game. It's never the GOP when it comes to, we're going to abuse the partial veto. And instead we're going to, freaking change the meaning of the law. That's what Democrats do that all the time. Republicans, if they ever had the power, they never use it. Now, again, I know that they've been using this for decades. This has always been a thing in Wisconsin, and even a Republican governor holds the record for most partial vetoes with 457. But it's like the GOP has super majorities in both chambers, outside one seat in the state assembly, but now it's like, oh, we can't get anything through? Republican Assembly Leader Speaker Robin Vos, who I'm not a big fan of, said allowing the school revenue limit to increase effectively forever will result in a massive property tax increase, because schools will have the authority to raise those taxes if state aid isn't enough to make the per-pupil cost. He also said scaling back the tax cut put Wisconsin at an economic disadvantage to neighboring states that have lower rates. So on top of the tax cut effectively being nullified, and this tax cut's $175 million, that's it. And they make a big deal like, oh, it's for those that make less than $200,000 or $27,000 a year. Well, you dig into the math, and the rate went down by 0.01% for these households. Middle income people in Wisconsin, it's like 60, 70,000 in the state. Well, guess what? They got nothing out of this. Evers was unable to undo the $32 million cut to the University of Wisconsin, which that's the one positive here. This reminds me a lot of, the Republicans in the frickin' debt limit crap. Okay, there's one tiny victory, this DEI crap that got cut. Congratulations, but every meaningful reform, policy, whatever, outside of one, such a minuscule change, nothing's changed outside of giving Democrats many wins. So yeah, this is a disaster for the GOP, and they should have never done this where we're just going to bend the knee and just take Evers for his word on it. They should have never done that. They should have held firm and said, look, unless you negotiate in good faith, which Evers never has done that before, well, we're not going to pass anything. But instead they folded. And I'm getting really sick of the GOP in supermajority chambers, mind you, just bending the knee like this. So I'm hoping that the GOP, something happens, they pull some magic off, I don't know. But hopefully this wakes up the GOP in Wisconsin realizing, hey, wait a minute here. You just got rolled by Tony Evers. And now you're potentially going to see some of the highest tax increases on properties, which already in Wisconsin are high enough. I mean, you look percentage-wise, it's way higher than you would think. But imagine that every single year, because yes, I want students to get more money, or I want more money spent on the students. But this is so much money. Where's the money going to come from? It's not all going to come from the state. Local areas are going to have to raise property taxes. So hopefully something changes in the Wisconsin GOP. The past 2 years have been complete embarrassments for the Republican Party in the state. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.